Yeah, we're here. What up? What up? What up? It's Sports Roundtable, and we're live from our virtual studios overlooking everywhere. I'm your humble host, H.O. from Bankhead. And as you can see, my main man, the sports superhero, is in the building with it. What's going on, Mr. Hancock? What's going on, bro?
Big homie, what's good with you, man? How's that week treating you, man?
Man, it's a Gary Coleman week, but it's all good. So
Yeah.
you
You gonna
know,
have to enlighten me on that. Why is it a Gary Coleman week?
yeah, it's shout.
That's a good one. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's a shot one, but hey, I can't complain. It's gonna be what it is. So we in here, Thanksgiving special. So we go and then we'll chop a little Thanksgiving up as well.
There you go.
Maybe we'll throw some one word for some Thanksgiving dinner, whatever the case may be. So, but man, we got a lot to talk about. But first of all, let's do you feel bad about what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks and hadn't really shared it with our tenants so they can join along?
Well, you can't share everything. You
I
know,
feel you.
they ride with us in spirit on certain things. Some things they're
Yeah,
physical
I
with.
feel you. Yeah,
But
I mean, we've been fruit cupping.
yeah, the fruit has been plentiful. We've had a horn of plenty. I never
Yeah,
knew what
so
that was until recently, but I'm really proud to have known and come into graces of that fruit cup thing. It's been nice.
yeah, exactly. So I'm getting the feeling that we probably done got put out.
Yeah, we may be on that list, that short list of the phone not answering. It might be
Yeah,
might be
yeah,
something of that nature. I don't know, but I doubt it. My man is pretty decent about it. He just hadn't gotten back with me yet. Maybe due to the holiday, you know how it is, but we'll see. But things have been nice. Been nice. The little prognostication that we've been doing have been
yeah. And
fruitful.
I kind of felt bad because Slick was in a different situation and didn't really didn't know if he could get on the camera with us since we're not in the studio and things of that nature due to the situation. So, and he been the hottest one
Yeah,
out of either one of us. So,
he's
boy, I mean, I know the
he's
10 has
smoking.
been missing that.
Yeah, he's smoking. He's smoking right now. So big ups to the man. Hopefully he can stay on fire, and that's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've been
so
we've been to the orchard, baby. There's a whole lot of fruit. It's been plentiful.
yeah, that's
We've
what I'm
been doing
talking about.
doing some apple picking for sure.
Hey, so you deep fry the turkey tomorrow, or you don't eat meat no more? Or is
No,
that
no
considered
meat for
meat?
me. Yeah, I'm on the fruit diet.
They,
I'm
that's what I'm
on the
talking
fruit
about.
diet for sure.
Yeah, hey man, we got a lot to talk about. We got some hot news coming up, and in our hot news, man, we got to talk about that college football. And I know you were sad when you saw your boy go down this past weekend.
Yes, definitely sad, but disappointed in the NCAA, well, the selection committee to drop my team, and it's not like they skated by; they still dominated the game, even after losing Travis. So I thought that would have been a feather in their hat, but they've
Yeah,
kind of taken you. But this again, this is proof that I tell you this is a TV show. So what they're doing here is trying to make sure that they have star power, and they look at Florida State now without having their top star, and they've dropped them out of the top four. And I don't think it's fair. But if they went out, certain things have to line up because Ohio State and Michigan play. Oregon plays Washington again, so that could upset that. So there are avenues for Florida State to get back in it. I just didn't think that it was really fair for them to be dropped the way they were.
right. Yeah, it's a TV show for sure. Definitely a TV show. So, we got the boys coming in the chat room.
They're getting in. They're getting in. Here it
Yeah, they
is.
getting in.
Big weekend.
What you say about that? There, December the 2nd.
Man, I just want to see it. I can't say who's going to win it yet. I will have something to say about it as the game approaches. But the thing you won't want to talk about now, because we don't know injuries, we don't know what might happen. We want both teams to be at full strength, so it's kind of hard to say what will happen until they're actually on, ready to take the field. But this week, rivalry week, we look at what Alabama's facing. Normally, when Auburn and Alabama play, it's throw the records out, but I don't think that'll apply this week. Auburn is bad. They paid $1.7 million to get a whooping from New Mexico State. You paid New Mexico State, who is a homecoming team, to come in and beat you. That's pretty bad. That's real bad.
Yeah, that's
So
sound like you already got you a buster.
well, that's a possibility, but that was real bad.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oh yeah. Marlon said that Bama stuck like Chuck at number 8. So are you surprised that they didn't move? Well, no, I think they up to 6 now, right? Or 7 or something like that, right?
I'd have to see. I don't know offhand where they are. I didn't look and see where they were. I don't think it really matters right now because the SEC title game will be the measuring stick anyway of whether they're in the 4 or not. So where they are now, if they finish as the SEC champion, I think they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, man. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our hot news. And the hot news is sponsored by Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road. Big Easy Grill, the best Louisiana seafood in town. Yes, Big Easy Grill is the place to be when you want to get some shrimp and some crab claws and some catfish nuggets. Yes, go ahead and go down to the Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, where the rubber meets the road. The best hole in the wall, the Atlanta best kept secret, where it takes 2 bites to get rid of 1 shrimp. Yes, sir. All right, Han. The college football playoffs comes out last night, and Georgia continues to be number 1 team. Then we got Michigan, Ohio State, and then jumps up to number 4 is the Washington Huskies.
Right.
Leaving your Florida State Seminoles at number 5.
Right. And then we kind of touched on
and how's the shakeout. Let me pull up the ranking real quick.
Go for it. And that, we kind of touched on this already. So yeah, we can expound a little bit more. You get those rankings.
Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, Washington 4. Yeah, Alabama is stuck at number 8. They're behind Texas. And they're behind Oregon. Oregon 6, Florida State 7. Florida State 5.
Yeah, I didn't think it was fair for Florida State to drop. What was the foul on that game? I mean, they ran away with the game after Travis got hurt, from what what we're saying. Bama, yeah, they have no room for error. I see Marlon saying that, but like I said, the SEC title game would take care of itself. They can knock off the number 1 team in the nation. That Texas game that they had their misstep on won't matter because they've kind of dominated the rest of the schedule. They've looked great. They've been one of those teams that's gotten better and looked the part as the season has gone. And when you look at Washington, their best football was played early. They've actually kind of come down. They had a tough game this past week against Oregon State. So I think they're leaking a little oil. I think when they play Oregon again, I think Washington it'll be too much for them to handle. I really think Oregon is going to beat them, to be honest with you.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you in the is it the Apple Cup? In the Apple Cup, do you think that they can get past Washington State though?
I think they can get past Washington State. Yeah, they look like they might have been better early in the season. For some reason, they just hit the skids. I don't know why. What happened to derail what they were doing? It looked like they could have been a player in the Pac-10 or Pac-12 earlier this year, but they stumbled a little bit. They may have righted the ship a little bit more. I think the teams that have shown promise out there has been like Arizona's turned their season around. Their team, nobody wanted to play late. But you know, in these rivalry games, who knows? Anything can happen. I'm sure it'll be, you know, one of those cold and rainy days in the state of Washington. So, is this one in Pullman? Where are they playing that one? Is it Pullman or is it in wherever University of Washington plays?
All right, let me pull it up and
I don't know
see.
who's at home this year. I know Washington State is Pullman.
They in Husky Land.
Okay, well that's a good thing for them. At least they're at home. But like you said, it's a rival game, and then they came off. Well, you know, I always talk about 18, 19-year-olds, and in this day and age, a lot of kids are 21, 22 years old, 25 years old. But playing week to week, you know, after getting up, can they get ready to play another big game? Because them going into Oregon State last week, they had to really, you know, reach deep to win that game and really pull it out at the end. And well, maintain and win that game at the end. So now you're playing your in-state rival, which should be another big game. Will they be ready for it? So with that, and then after that, they'll have to play the Pac-12 championship. So they'll have to get it up 3 straight weeks. And, you know, are they ready for that? It's going to be tough. That's a tough
Yeah,
road.
and do they have to run the table to get in the 4?
Oh, they definitely have to. If they stumble anywhere, they're going to be hard-pressed to stay in. That's what I mean. I think any loss that they suffer down the stretch, they're going to be out. Oh, I agree with that. Duzane or whatever his name is. He's talking about Washington's wide receiver. He's a beast. He's going to be one of those guys on Sunday for real.
Absolutely.
Duze, I think is how he pronounces his name. He's nice. He's nice.
So they got Washington State this week, and then they got to go and play the December the 1st in the Pac-12 championship game.
And that'll probably be against Oregon. Like I said, Oregon will be playing Oregon State, which will be a good game also. So both of them have to really stay unscathed, and they'll be coming into, you know, to that game after a real tough, you know, test. So we'll see what happens. But I'll still lean Oregon. I think they're playing the best. They probably have what I know. Nix has to be 26 years old, seems like. But both of them have older quarterbacks because, you know, you look at Penix, you know, his career started at Indiana and then went on to play at Washington. So he has to be about 6 years into his college football life.
So explain to me, if Florida State is 11-0 and Washington 11-0, why did Washington jump Florida State if Florida State won?
Michael Penix is a Heisman Trophy favorite or candidate or a high candidate right now. And it's a show. That's why I keep saying this is a TV show. So they want eyeballs on the situation. When you look at Florida State, what they had going for them was at least they had Travis, who came into the season as a possible dark horse for the Heisman. They play in a bad conference, which is the ACC. At least Washington has more, I guess, high-powered or high-profile, you know, football teams that are vying for, you know, the national championship. You look at Florida State in a subpar conference, no stars really that anyone knows about. You lost your only star, so that's why they moved and that's why they dropped. You know, that's the only thing you can say. There's no other way to talk about it.
And your statement is, if whoever the winner of the SEC is in.
Yeah, I think without a doubt, Bama, Georgia, either one of those teams, and possibly if Alabama upsets Georgia and it's a close football game, I think Georgia still gets in. I don't think if Georgia, if they beat Bama either way, slight blowout, no matter what, Bama loses, they're out. But if Bama barely gets in, it's a tight game. Georgia plays them well. I think they both get in.
I agree. I think they both get in too, if it's a tight game.
Yes.
If it's one of them SEC games that we've all have come accustomed to in the SEC, between them two at least.
Right.
Then yeah. So that would leave. Would that leave just Michigan and Ohio State with Georgia and Alabama?
I honestly think Michigan has no room for error because if they lose with everything that's going on with Harbaugh and whatever, they're out. They're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. I don't. The field goal game, coin toss, whatever. If they lose, they're out.
So basically, Ohio State, Michigan is an elimination game.
Elimination game for them, exactly. Because I don't think either one of them with one loss. Maybe Ohio State may sneak in with one loss if they're close. I don't believe it. I think that one is elimination. I take that back. I think that whoever loses that one, I think is out.
Okay. Anybody from the ACC
besides Florida State?
Besides Florida State,
not a chance.
I mean, because Florida State has got to play. Is it Louisville in the championship?
Yes, it'd be Louisville. Yeah, and
so Louisville don't have a shot in here.
Not a shot. They had a maybe a very slim outside chance if they'd stayed undefeated, but they lost to, was it Boston College, I believe, or somebody like that. They lost to after the Notre Dame win, and that's really the only marquee win that they have is the Notre Dame win, I believe. To be honest with you. So, yeah, I don't see that at all. I don't see anybody besides Florida State with even a slight chance to get in.
All right, there go Cuz.
There go Cuz. Cuz, shout out Cuz. We'll take a moment right here to say shout out to my man. Cuz retired after 35 years, I believe, at FedEx this week. So he rode off in the sunset. Congratulations to you. Job well done, man. So one of my oldest and dearest friends right there. Congratulations, Cuz.
Hey, listen, man. I needed to talk to you and Cuz about this FedEx son, dude. It's hey, hey, man. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that go. I'm not going to interrupt. I don't even have the time. So my question is this: Florida State, if they win the ACC championship, undefeated, Alabama wins the SEC championship.
Right.
Washington or Oregon wins the Pac-12. Who gets the fourth spot?
Whew. All right, let's go over that one more time. Because it's tight. It's tough.
It is. It is.
All right, so I'm going to write it down as you're talking about. So we said if Florida State wins
the ACC championship,
ACC, they should get in. But there's a caveat. So we'll hold that one right there.
Okay. Go ahead. Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC championship.
Okay.
Oregon wins the Pac-12.
Oregon beats Washington. Okay.
And Michigan wins the Big Ten championship.
All right. I think Michigan is definitely
what four deserves to be in after all that?
Michigan is definitely in if they win. They won't be able to hold them out. I don't think they'd like the bad press they take because they would be looked at as, you know, this is all about Harbaugh and you're keeping those kids out because you don't like Harbaugh. If Oregon beats Washington in the Pac-12, I think they're in. I know Alabama's in from the SEC, so they would get in. Now, again, here's going to be the problem. An undefeated Florida State from the ACC. If that was a tight
without
Jordan Travis. If the SEC game is a close football game, and honestly, let's be real about it. If the Big Ten's game is a close football game.
Well, look, that's what
I know somebody's talking about Texas. I don't think Texas is going to get there.
Okay.
I don't think so. Who would they play in the Big 12 championship? Their Big 12 matchup will be, we don't even have a clue on what team measures up with them. Who is it?
I'm not sure, but they got Texas Tech this weekend.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, who would they face in the Big 12? Is it Kansas? Is it Kansas State?
probably one of them.
Okay, and
Yeah.
neither one of those teams are
Move the
national.
needle. Move the needle.
They're not going to move the needle. So their championship game is not going to matter. The Big Ten championship game, the Pac-12 championship game are big games. You're going to have two ranked teams in both of those, highly ranked teams in both of those games. The Big 12 can't say that. And the only claim that Florida State has is that they're undefeated in a weak conference. Now, that would be the only thing. Maybe Texas jumps Florida State. You know, it could happen because, you know, Texas did beat Alabama. So I don't know. And plus, they don't have, like I said, those star power.
Oh, okay. So it's Oklahoma or Oklahoma State?
Again, and that's what I mean. Neither one of those teams. Oklahoma State got killed 2 weeks ago. Oklahoma went in and lost, I think, to UCF. There's nothing there. There's nothing else. That those two teams, that's it. And when you look at Oklahoma, they lost Dylan Gabriel. I think is he gone for the year? I know he's out. Last week he left midway through the game, so he might not be out for the year. But he was off the field last year at a crucial time. I don't think either one of those teams moved the needle for Texas. So they're they might skate in and play past Florida State. Maybe. I would say that. Maybe.
You say Texas may.
Texas may pass Florida State, maybe. But that game won't match up against the SEC games or the Pac-12 games. So I think Texas is in a bad situation, to be honest with you. Even though they do have the win against Bama.
Do we have anybody sitting in the catbird seat other than Alabama?
Like I said, I think Oregon's sitting there pretty confident because I think head to head with them in Washington, I think they're going to beat Washington next time. I don't know if you call it the catbird seat, but I believe they're sitting there waiting to pounce. I really do believe they can pounce in there because that's the only way they're going to get in is, you know, Bama and them, they have to win their conference championships.
How many? What is the nation saying if SEC play a close game and Georgia and Alabama gets in the fourth? What will be the narrative for the
Bama has to win, but like I said again, the narrative is going to be that they're, you know, given special treatment or whatever because they're kind of affiliated probably with, you know, ESPN and ABC and all that. You know, you're gonna get all that. I think they have their contract with Fox or CBS, whatever. I don't know, but they always have a big national game every week. SEC is always front and center. CBS, and then you have the ESPN SEC game late night every Saturday.
Right.
So they're gonna get that. They're gonna get that backlash. But look, how can you? If Georgia plays a close game and loses to Alabama, they haven't lost a game. This will be their first loss in 3 years. How do you keep them out of the playoff if they play a close game? You already know going into this weekend, you're looking at it and saying they're one of the best teams in the nation. And that committee is going to say that.
Right. So this is the thing. The last 3 games, you remember the first 5 games, they didn't even cover the spread. The last 3 games, big numbers, big spreads, and they dominated.
Because they only play when they have to. This is what I keep saying about they have the same blueprint that Bama had. Well, they're not as good, they're not as dominant, whatever. But as soon as the competition steps up, they smack them around. They smacked around everybody that said it may had a shot. They beat Tennessee like a drum. They beat Florida like a drum. You know, and the only game that they're going to have to play, like I said, is going to be Alabama.
If Georgia struggles against Georgia Tech, do they come down or not?
Georgia can only be out of the national championship with a loss at Georgia Tech. But yeah, that would hurt them. But it doesn't matter about that.
No,
game.
Not a loss. I'm saying if they struggle against Tech,
doesn't matter.
Will they move off the number 1 line?
They may, but I doubt it. They may move them off that line, but the game is going to come down to the SEC championship game. You know, it doesn't matter about that game. They just have to win and get to the SEC title game. Because let's be honest, what's going to happen is Kirby is not going to play his starters to a point where he's going to jeopardize them getting hurt. If they get up a couple touchdowns, he's going to reel it in and just win. And that's all he's going to do. Same thing Nick is going to do this weekend playing against Auburn. Get up a couple 3 scores, then he's going to reel it in. He's going to try to keep Milroe healthy, and that's the main thing. Come out of the game unscathed, because the big game is the next week, the SEC title game.
Quiet as kept. Georgia Tech been playing well.
That's relatively speaking. They are. Yeah, well for them after coming out of that wishbone of 1947. Yeah, it's time for them to look better. At least, trying to play big time college football. They're playing in this century now. So if that means they're playing well, okay, I'm with you.
All right, so let's turn the page and talk some more college football. The Buffaloes, and we talk about them every week, seem like, and they got a thumping. And also, the quarterback got a thumping, and he got put out the game, and he was in street clothes at halftime.
And he would be in street clothes till next season if I had anything to do with it. Why take any more hits? Him, Travis. I don't know if Shiloh is coming. Was Shiloh a senior this year? What is he?
Yeah, he's
Junior, what is it? This is it for Shiloh?
Yeah, this is.
Well, maybe he plays, but the rest of
he's a senior, but you still got a COVID year that he can use.
Oh, well, he'll be back then. You probably finished with his brother. So
so that means that don't play him either.
I wouldn't play anybody that not alone named Sanders, but anybody begin with an S wouldn't play. I wouldn't play nobody that close to, somebody that's going to benefit or be on that team next year. Everybody else, y'all just go out there and play. They have nothing to play for at all. It's all about next year. So Shedeur would be in bubble wrap the rest of the year.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't, no sense in them playing.
Yeah. So for those who wanted to see Deion fail, if they don't get to a bowl game, will they consider this a failed season?
Well, people that want
after the way that they started 2-0.
People that want to shoot him down and sling arrows at him and everything, yeah, they're gonna say it's a failure. But he went in there with nothing. I mean, there were expectations of him going 3-4 wins, and that's what they ended up. What happened was they won that first game of the year and then won the second, and then everybody started looking at it with rose-colored glasses. But, if I'd have stayed on my prediction earlier, I'd look like a genius. But, I kind of took some of them groceries and drank that Kool-Aid, sipped on a little vodka and got drunk with it. But they just weren't up to par, man. They didn't have the team to play against these teams that had established players on it. The biggest thing that happened to them was that loss to Stanford. And I think once that hit, I think they started to not believe in themselves and they kind of took a step back, and they played over their head early in the year. I don't think it was a failed year, especially when you look at how the program is looked to or going forward. So I can't say it's a failed year. He had a lot of work to do, and he still has some work to do.
Yeah, I agree with Marlon on this.
Yeah, I don't think it was a failure. It's a tough year.
I mean, it's the mindset is something serious. It's all in how we look at it. We're going to cater to how we see things.
Right.
And if we see it as a this, and we're going, and your mindset, your thoughts are gonna be basically what you believe. So if that's what you believe, you're gonna do everything in your mind to try to cater to that and make it make sense to you. But it's my thing is their biggest recruit next year is going to be Warren Sapp.
You think so? Huh?
I mean, it has to be. I mean, the toughness that the line, not just the offensive line, but the defensive line is going to have. I just think that it takes just more than just big guys to come in, and you still got to coach them up.
Yeah.
And Warren Sapp is a motivator. let's be real. Let's be real. Warren Sapp is a motivator,
Yeah,
and
and I agree. I
he
think
has
that's
he
going to
has a
help a lot.
resume.
Yeah, it's going to help a lot. But and I agree with you. He's going to help us definitely on the defense, the mindset. Well, but to me, I think he needs to find some offensive linemen. Warren Sapp is going to help definitely with that defense.
Yeah,
And teaching them how to hunt. But by the same token, they need to find a way to protect Shador because he was I think, one of the most hit, if not the most hit quarterback in college football this year. And
yeah,
you just can't continue to take hits the way he's taking them. I think he holds the ball too long, and it became a detriment early in the year. He made some plays and hung on to the ball or whatever, but even in some of those touchdowns, he took hits after the ball was released that because he's waiting on plays to happen down the field. And sometimes you just got to get that ball out, especially if he's talking about getting to the next level. He has to get that ball out of his hands because you cannot keep getting hit like that. It's just not healthy. And he has a lot of talent. I love the way he plays, but he has to learn to get that ball out of his hands, big homie. Now I don't know if Shermer is going to be the offense coordinator. I don't know who Prime is going to settle on because he moved the guy from Kent State. I know you know his name, the one that
Sean
was
Lewis.
Sean Lewis, who was coordinating the offense. He demoted him and brought in one of the Shermer relatives or whatever he is, and he did his thing. But I don't know, man. I don't know what they do moving forward. If he still has confidence in the people that will run this offense, if he's going to bring in someone else. But the main thing is they have to shore up that offensive line. They're going to have to.
So real quick before we move to the LSU situation, summarize the first year of Deion coaching in Colorado in your own
If,
way.
if I was going to give it a grade, a letter grade, I would say B plus because I think he did some things that were phenomenal in getting this program at least national attention. Uh, but anything I'll say negative is I think that when you have everything so out in the open and in your face, yeah, it's good when it's good, but when it doesn't work out well, it can reflect negatively on the program. With a lot of attention, comes that scrutiny, man, and these are kids,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think that I won't say it's bad for Deion to let his kids be so out there, showing what they do. They earned it. They're riding around in nice cars and in jury and at courtside at nationally televised games, and it's a different day and time. So I'm not. That all comes with the territory, the NIL or whatever. But I just think you have to protect them a little bit more. That's just my feeling on it. And Deion can tell me, man, you don't know what you're talking about. And that's true. I might not. But kids are kids for a reason. Kids make mistakes for a reason because they're not experienced. They don't
Mm-hmm.
understand what goes on through that. Deion has gone through that. Deion's
Yeah.
gone through personal anguish, personal hardships, personal things where, and it's hard to speak on another man's life, but there was a publicized suicide thing that he had back in the day.
Right.
So he understands the pressures and what he might face. So even with that, maybe this is the way he's preparing them. I don't know. We're sitting here, we're talking about it. It's just different views. But I think you have to protect kids, especially in this time because there's so much access to them.
Now, would you consider this a traditional case of what you always say, water seeks its level? Would you say this what happened this season?
Exactly. Like I said, there were these big expectations came about because they had so much success early. And I think still it wasn't on a big foundation because even with the TCU win, it took a heroic, effort at the end of the game for them to win that game. You understand what I'm saying? They had to, you know, have a drive at the end. Kid made a big play down the sideline and they won. Then the next week they won after having to come all the way back against Colorado State. So their foundation wasn't there. It wasn't like they were dominating teams or whatever. They were winning. But when all that kind of subsides and everything evens out, then you see what you really have. And what was found out and taken, we came to know was that they weren't ready for the prime time. He was prime time, but Colorado as a university was not ready for prime time.
Yeah, I got you. And that's a big step for sure. Now, moving forward, how do you prepare to get ready for prime time and these things when you actually finna move to a whole nother conference?
It's about recruiting. It's about coaching. It's about, like I said, preparing now. Okay, you've experienced what it's like on a big time level. You know what's going to come. So the guys that are there, this won't be foreign to them. They're familiar with what, the expectations that are going to be levied against them every week. But when it comes to prime and his coaching staff, they have to find players. They need more players. They need some big guys, man. It's just he's going to be able to get skill positions. He's going to be able to recruit wide receivers, cornerbacks, running backs, things of that nature. Those are coming, but he needs some big. I think he'll even be able to find the hunters to go in there and hunt quarterbacks. I'm not going to be too worried about that, but he needs some guards and tackles. He needs some guys that, everything can't be a 40-yard pass down the field. Everything can't be a, quick hitch pass right here and somebody goes 90. You have to be able to win the line of scrimmage sometime on offense. You got to be able to put a drive together and should do a turn around and hand the ball off some. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be able to move the line of scrimmage to where it's 2nd and 3 sometime. It's, 3rd and 1, not 3rd and 8 should do it, make a miraculous play, not 2nd and 9. You got to be able to get some first downs, with that offensive line. So he has to find some road graders, man. He got to find some guys and move that line of scrimmage.
Will they be better than the 4-win team next year? Moving conferences.
I want to think so. It will be a lot depending on, I don't think high school kids are gonna come in and turn the offensive line around per se. Maybe 1 or 2, and then build them. But he's got to find some guys. Maybe some are in the building that'll grow into that and become that. But maybe he'll, get some people in the transfer portal. That's what I think he's gonna have to find is some guys that want to come in and play from other schools that can play, along with some good recruits. But I don't think he'll find everything that he needs from kids directly out of high school. I don't see it that way. Maybe he'll find 1 or 2 that can help on that offensive line, but he needs some guys that'll come in there that are seasoned.
Yep, I agree, and I'll be praying for Deion, man, and I'll be praying that everything works out because when he LeVar Ball this thing and said he was coming, that put the target on their back. Not just him, they put it on the program's back.
Yes.
And he the one was he could probably cash the check, but everybody
he can write the check. He can write the check.
He can write the check, but everybody else couldn't. They not ready.
Right.
Yeah, they weren't ready. All right, man. Speaking of not ready, LSU women's basketball, they went fame and fortune, won the national championship. Angel Reese became a celebrity and a superstar all in
overnight
2 games.
Overnight, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so now all of a sudden, she hadn't played in the last 2.5 games. rumors are out that her grade point average is 1.7, and that's why she's not playing. Then she comes out on Twitter or X, whichever one you want to call it, and says that don't believe everything you read. Now, this is my thing.
Talk to me.
If you have a 1.7 grade point average, how does that leak out? That's in-house. Plus, if you're that much of a superstar hand, why are you even going to class? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you help me out.
Yeah, why it leaked out, I don't know, man. Somebody wanted it to get out there. Going to class, this is a problem that the women are going to have as far as, what do they do after their college career? And I understand the WNBA is there, but it's a reason that they have gone overseas to play is because of the money situation.
Right.
She probably made more money as an NIL player in college than she would as a WNBA player. She definitely had more exposure. You can't name me 10 people in the WNBA that were more popular than Angel Reese. It's just be real about it. She was on commercials and doing things that WNBA players probably would, slap people for trying to get that done. So for her to try to stay focused to now not only have to live up to what she had done last year, but you have to remember these are still student athletes. She got to go to school. She got to go to class. And it's hard, man. If I was a millionaire, you know how hard it'd be for me to get up and go to class when I'm partying and going to clubs and doing all this and on television. It'd be hard, big homie.
So, Han, which leads me to this. Can the millennials handle fame?
They probably handle fame, but I don't know if they can handle it being a millionaire when you drive up to class in cars that your dean and chancellor and all the professors can't afford. Well, maybe the dean and those people can, but some of the professors may not.
All right, I got a message for you, Han. There you go.
What's up, cuz? Glad you got that safe, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. But Han, LeBron James was fame and fortune before he even hit.
Yeah, but he didn't go to LSU. He didn't have the restrictions or constraints of being a college athlete. You understand what I'm saying? Plus, you have to have, I don't know what Angel Reese's background was. I know LeBron, where he came from, his mom, and then living, some of the things we've heard about. He insulated himself and stayed focused or whatever. He had a plan. But like I said, Angel Reese's success was kind of it just burst open, big home. We knew nothing about this. She just burst open.
So is it a such thing as too much too fast?
I mean, possibly, but it might not affect everyone the same way. It might affect me that way. I might have gone crazy, big home. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might have gone slap crazy with the money. And think about what LeBron had. Riding the race. How much was that Range Rover? $90,000.
No, he had a Hummer.
The Hummer. How much was that when he got it at the time?
90,000. I
mean, the average dude that's why when you look at LeBron, you brought him up. LeBron is an outlier. Most young black kids from inner city who get all that thrust on them. Oh, it's gonna be an after school special about that. You understand what I'm saying? But LeBron, that's why each day I do get more of an appreciation for what he has accomplished and what he's doing. Especially now, I don't know, maybe the drugs or whatever he's doing. I'm just tripping. I don't know, but what he's doing right now is as well as he's playing and as much as he's done and accomplished as a star athlete and not been into any kind of real drama trouble other than people talk about he's not clutch or this or whatever. It's phenomenal, man. He has come and done some things that we don't see. And the average young kid, I don't even just say a black kid. Let's say, look what happened with Johnny Manziel. I mean, everybody can't handle fame. It ain't just black people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So, hey, Justin Bieber had a lot of drama too.
Yeah.
So it ain't just all them, man. I mean, it is what it is. But I just, like I said, I got to tip my hat to LeBron.
Yeah, but Angel Reese, it hadn't been confirmed about what her grade point average is. That's just a rumor, so we got to say allegedly.
Yeah.
But
is she a millionaire, big homie?
Say it again.
Is she a millionaire?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of people out here with 1.7 grade point averages. They ain't millionaires, big homie. So, as I'm concerned, she already successful. Long as she don't squander and blow it all, she good. She good. It's a lot of people won't see. We might see $1 million over the course of our lives, but she got it by what, 19 years old? She was a millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1.7 grade point average, 1.7 million now. It's all good.
Yeah, and then said something about her and one of the teammates could have some beef going on or something like that.
The other, Flau-J, the one that was on the commercials with her. Yeah, Flau-J. She make a little money too, but apparently she's still in good graces. She's playing, doing well, still leading. I think probably leading the team in scoring or right there. So she's doing well. But like I said, it's different people. You knew Angel Reese's name off the bat. I had to remind you of Flau-J. So who's the more popular one? Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Right. So hey, like I said, she might have a 1.7, but I'm sure with whatever millions of dollars, she can get somebody to count. She'd be fine.
Say her grade point average may be 1.7, and so is her bank account.
What was her bank account?
Yeah. All right. So the last on the I think that was it for the round table. I mean, for the hot news, big homie.
Yeah. But shout out Angel Reese. I hope I hope she get it together.
Yeah, we hope that she get it together. And the Hawks are already down in the first quarter by 5 to the Brooklyn Nets. I just wanted to give you an update on that.
Yeah, Boston up in Milwaukee too, 10-0 already.
Oh wow! So before we slide over to our ballers and busters, I did want to get your take on your thoughts on the Hawks breaking the franchise record and scoring 86 points in the first half. By halftime, they up 20 in the second half, and ended up losing, giving up 157 points in all.
Yeah.
Now we know who that Tyrese guy is, huh?
That's what I keep saying.
We ain't talking about.
We got to talk about which one is the better Tyrese, big homie. And I don't know we on the Hawks right now. Those records and those accomplishments, they're great. But the main stat that's going to come out of that is like what you talked about at the end. They lost. So it doesn't matter. All them records and scoring 200 points and, he had 59 before the clock struck midnight. Don't nobody care about that. It's about winning. That's all it's about. So, the Hawks got to come up with some kind of way to win. You got to play some defense. I think Dallas suffers from the same thing too. They just score and they don't worry about defense. And every night, you might not be as efficient scoring. So, but defense is something you got to have every night. You got to have that calling card for defense. And I don't think teams that, if you can't play defense, you can't really be a real contender, because you're just not going to continue to outscore everybody every night. The shots are not going to be there every night. So they had to find a way to defend.
Yeah.
But on the side note, who do you like better between the Tyreses? Tyrese Maxey or Tyrese Halliburton? Who do you think is the better one? Or who would you take? I'm not gonna say it's a better one because they're both playing great, but which one fits what you would do?
I like Halliburton.
You know what? And I could see it before you even said it. I knew you were gonna say that. But tell me why. Let the listeners know why you said it, because I think I know.
Well, because he can see over everybody. He can see over everybody, and everything is a little unorthodox.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a tall, he's a big, long, lanky guard that can play make. And he had 37 points and 16 assists last night. So he gets everybody involved. He can see over everybody. I mean, he got going for a minute, but he was looking straight over Trade, straight over DeJounte. He was looking right over them. So, and his shot ain't pretty, but it goes in.
Goes in.
But now this not to take anything away from Maxey.
Do you break it down this way? For Maxey to be effective, he needs to be around 23, 24 points to be effective. He'll still do his other things. But for them to really have the edge, he got to be a scorer. Maxey can get 12, 8, or whatever, and you can still win the basketball game because he's going to do other things that get everybody else off. Do you notice that with him if you watch him play?
Yeah, and I also noticed that he is not as aggressive as I would like for him to be.
You like him to be more aggressive? Would that take away from his game, though?
I mean, I'm talking about in them spurts when like Embiid is not in the game.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I don't know if you remember the time when the Hawks had first got Steve Smith, and we didn't know whether he was a point guard or the shooting guard.
Right.
But Mookie, he was here with Mookie, so Mookie was playing the point.
Mm-hmm.
And we was begging Steve Smith, take over, shoot the ball, And that's kind of that's the feeling I get with Maxey.
Okay. With Halliburton.
But again, no.
With Halliburton or Maxey?
Maxey.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Well, we're talking about the two different, because I was thinking you were saying you wanted Halliburton to be more aggressive.
Oh, no. He's aggressive. He's aggressive.
Okay, go ahead. Okay,
but I'm gonna tell you, if Maxey was 2 inches taller, then we talking about something.
Okay. I see Maxey as more the scorer. Even though Halliburton can put it up, I just think Halliburton doesn't have to score to be effective. I think he can score 8 points and your team can still do it. And then when he needs to go and get you 20, he can do that too. So that's why I think I like Max, because I've always been that guy that I want somebody to go get it. But Halliburton, man, he just seems like he controls the game a little bit more to me.
Yeah. He plays at his own pace.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, bro. With that being said, let's go ahead and move into our Ballers and Busters. Yes, sir. It's time for the Ballers and Busters, bro. And it's time to get on down with it. Ballers and Busters this week, sponsored by Bow Bear Basketball. If you're looking for some improvement in your basketball game, go to bowbearbasketball.com for more information. He got Bow Bear Midtown, North and South. Bow Bear Basketball got 3 different locations. You can go and you can figure out which one you want to go to and get some improvement in your game. Yes, sir. Speaking of Bow Bear, I shot a little basketball for the first time in about 3 years, big homie. And
come on now.
They said that, I wasn't running up and down no court now. I was just out there trying to see if I was still trying to do the Steph Curry shooting drill.
Could you fill it up?
Oh, yeah. So, they told me that my instincts were not going to be the same. They said I'm going to have to work on getting my instincts back and all this. And
yeah.
Big homie. Boy, I got in that rhythm, boy. I was like, oh, yeah, this is feeling good. Yeah, boy, this was feeling good right here. So,
I hear you, big
Yeah,
homie.
the rotation was there and everything. Hey, that ball was spinning.
Okay.
Looked like some spinner was up in the air.
I heard that.
Yeah, so yeah, I was and I shot a little pool. I had to get my coordination back, man. Shot a little pool, and just to know and to feel that coordination is still there. I was like, yeah, that was all right. So my baller this week, Big Homer, goes up to Big God for allowing me to still do the things I need to do and can do and things that I love, and going bowling will be my next goal. Trying to see if I can still hold the ball. I think the ball is 16 pounds. So I'm trying to see if I can hold that one.
Okay.
But yeah, that we'll see. So I got a
That's
couple of classmates that been trying to tell me, yeah, I heard you can bowl. Well, yeah, I used to, but I don't know now. But now that I know how we can get back on that free throw line, I
you
think I
good.
can still go 10 for 10.
Okay. Okay. Hey
Yeah.
man, ain't
Yeah,
mad.
I can
That's
still
good,
go
big
10
homie.
for 10.
That's good Thanksgiving right there.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what's
So
up.
I was proud of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, my baller, big homie. Man, I don't know. I just had a buster this week, man. To be honest with you, I didn't have a baller, so and I know you got your buster coming up, so I'm gonna just go with my buster off the rip. I may
Okay.
have a baller as people throwing them out there. That's all good. Appreciate y'all baller, but I got to go with my buster, and my buster is Marcus Valdez Scanlon, whatever it is, MVS. Dude, you got one job.
One job.
You got one job. That's to catch the ball. That's what a wide receiver is supposed to do.
All that speed with no hands.
Dude, you have the game in your hands. Patrick Mahomes, hands it to you basically from 45, 50 yards in there, 60 yards in there. He hands it to you, hits you in the hands, and you cannot do your job. They should have took his jersey right there. They should have took it right there. Dude, you cannot drop that pass. So for all the others, I need to go no deeper than my buster, Marcus Valdez Scanlon. Yeah, I understand that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, but what's the name of that song? What have you done for me lately? I'm Janet Jackson right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see how open he was? You saw
Yeah,
how much he ran past the
ran
safety?
right past that safety, man. Got him with his feet caught in the mud. He went right by him. Came out there sliding, and went right by him. And you dropped the pass. Now, he wasn't the only one that wore some goat horns a little bit, and I don't mean goat in the right way, because, they had a couple of times early in the game to kind of distance themselves. Mahomes threw an early interception on the drive where they could have got points. Travis Kelce fumbled the ball where the guy punched it out. So, it is what I agree, because he did it in Green Bay. That's why he's not there anymore. All that speed, but you can't catch, and your job is to catch it. Nah, and that shows you, man. The Chiefs, the reason they're vulnerable is because they don't have wide receivers. They got extraordinary tight end, but they got crap at the wide receiver position. It just is what it is, and that lets you know how good Patrick Mahomes is, because they have nothing else besides Kelce. If you take him away, you got a real good chance. Their defense is nice. Like, if this defense that Kansas City has right now, if they had anywhere near the offense that they've had in the past, they'd be unbeatable, because their defense is legit now.
Well, the Rice kid coming on pretty well too, though.
Yeah, coming, but I've seen him drop some passes this year also. He's dropped a few passes, so as a whole, I think they've dropped like 30 balls, they said, this year.
Yeah,
And a
they
couple of them
lead
have
the
cost
league
them
for sure.
games. But yeah, I see what you're saying. They should have paid Tyreek, but that's the problem, that when quarterbacks make all the money, you can't do it. They couldn't pay Tyreek what he wanted.
Yep, I agree.
And you can't really knock it because they got a Super Bowl after he left. So, Right now you're just dealing with it, but you do have a bowl. It's a lot of people that would have paid Tyreek and maybe not have gotten the bowl. So what's the trade-off? You understand what I'm saying? What's the trade-off?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to give them credit. They did get a Super Bowl after letting him go, which a lot of people said they wouldn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah. All right, I'm going with my buster this week. Go to the Atlanta Hawks for giving up 157 points. Defense continues to be our nemesis. The thing that we continue to talk about, even E-Dub continues to say that, even in their losses, the defense is the reason why we can score a lot of points, but their defense was not there last night. And what was Murray doing at the end of the game when they got the steal? He tried to go to the hole and lay it up when the kick out was there. You needed a 3.
I don't know. I think they have brain cramps sometime, or some going to the bank account or something. I don't know, man. We see what happens. Some of the stuff, some of the decisions you see out there are very kind of a little shaky. So who knows, man? Maybe he got caught up. Ooh, that's a good buster because Zach Wilson, he is messing off a great defense. The Jets have one of the best defenses that you see in the NFL. And just to deal with Zach Wilson, when you see some of these teams with these quarterbacks, big homie, you're not trying to win. You cannot tell me that there aren't better quarterbacks than what we see. Like they showed Brett Rippon play when he had to play for the Rams earlier this year. It's horrible, man. Why is he on the NFL roster? Why is Zach Wilson still a starting quarterback?
But he's not.
Why is Jameis Winston still in the league? I ain't just gonna go with any white guys, all white guys, but I mean some of the guys that are playing, man, you gotta be kidding me. They have no business being quarterbacks in the NFL, man. And why? Tyrod Taylor, bless his heart, he hurt every time he gets a shot. It just some of these quarterbacks are ridiculous.
Another buster for you.
I see it. Chargers head coach. I don't see how he keeps a job. And so, they had one of the best rosters in the league.
Let's talk about it. They had a conversation last week about the worst head coach in the NFL. Some say this guy here is. I want to get your opinion. Is it Brandon Staley? Is it Ron Rivera? Is it Arthur Smith? Or other?
All of those are definitely in the running. They vying for the worst.
Oh, the one in Chicago.
Well,
yeah, I can't even pronounce his name.
Yeah, I don't know. But this dude right here, they're talking about Staley. Man, some of the decisions he's made. Well, we saw last year with all those 4th down tries and all that kind of stuff he was doing. I mean, and he's had a great roster when you look at it. Chargers have had a great roster for the last couple of years. And they're not getting past people, man. So he has one of the top quarterbacks in the game, one of the top wide receivers in the game.
Is he wasting the talent there?
Yeah, he's wasting, no doubt about it. And eventually, that talent is going to go. Eckler is going to be out of there soon. He's getting another year on, banging up on his body.
He asked for a trade during the offseason.
I know he did. But running backs have no power. They can ask all they want. They have no power. And Saquon, he's the same way. I hope they let Saquon walk and go on down to Dallas. We're paying him $8 million a year.
Yeah.
That's all they really go
get. I knew this was coming.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm sure you knew too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's the dude from Chicago,
Eberflus. Eberflus. Yeah, he bad. He's bad. Yeah, Irsay, I agree with you, cuz, but it is what it is, man. You got enough money, you can get out of certain situations.
Well, he's been using his money to the greater good for a long time.
Good of himself.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Any more buses in the chat?
No, that's all the buses. We got any more buses out there? Let me know. If not, we're gonna move on. No more buses. All right, big homie. Round table discussion.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for those.
All right.
Another quarterback is out for the season. Joe Burrow. You got Deshaun Watson out. Daniel Jones is out. All these guys that's got paid this year.
Right.
Well, Watson got paid last year, but all these guys that's making a whole lot of money. Will the NFL rethink how they pay these quarterbacks?
Don't think so, big homie. It's the most important position in football. You know, that genie is already left. That genie's out of the bottle. And to get, quarterbacks, that money is just going to be there for them. It's going to continue to rise. They're going to up it year after year as long as the salary cap is what it is. Going to eat up most of it. But you have to have a quarterback. You're going to have to pay him, especially if he's successful. And I don't think that position is going to change. I think that's why we see that the running back position is diminished. But how many quarterbacks can you? How many can really win a Super Bowl? That's really a bad question because you can win one with a quarterback if you have the pieces around it. That he can hand off or whatever. But eventually what will happen is if he's in charge of that offense, he's going to get paid. You're going to pay him that money because that's what that position is, it garners. I don't think it's going to change.
Did you see Joe Flacco sign back into the NFL?
What is that going to do, big homie? What is Joe Flacco going to do?
Add to his retirement.
Joe Flacco wasn't that good when he was in the league, right? He wasn't an elite quarterback. He had one great playoff run that they ended up winning the Super Bowl when he bet on himself. He didn't sign, the little contract leading into that season. He had a great run. They won the Super Bowl, and then they paid him, and then team went downhill after that. But that's normally what's happening with these quarterbacks. Once they get the money and you aren't able to put pieces around them, the team suffers, So I don't know. That kind of goes back to your original question. Will they continue to pay the quarterbacks? I think they will. Because once you get a good one, you have to continue to pay him. It's just the market. It's the nature of the game.
What's going to happen to Justin Fields in Chicago after this dude has basically?
He's out. I think he's out. I think he's out of Chicago. I think they have 2 number 1 picks, kind of high number 1 picks. They're going to get a quarterback. If they have to package it to get Caleb Williams, maybe they will. Package both of those picks together to make sure. But I think they're going to they're picking what are they picking? I know they're up in the top 3 or 4 in the draft. Yeah. And I think both of them are very high. So they're going to have their shot. They have their choice, a chance to get him. And I think that's who they're going to be looking to try to get. But on that same note, how do you feel about Caleb Williams? And now we're talking about quarterbacks, and he'll be one that'll be, the talk of the draft. And I'm going to say this, and I probably will sound a little, I don't know, a little harsh or whatever, but how will that play with his emotions that he's shown here recently, crying in the stands on his mama's, breast and crying like that, and in the game, painting his fingernails? How do you feel about that? Will guys follow a guy like that? I mean, do you, if things don't go right, do players in the locker room look at him a little
sideways?
Yeah, I mean, you've been in the locker room. Yeah. We're all taught to be tough, and I know everybody talking about we got unisex bathrooms and all this kind of stuff, and you're supposed to have, politically correct and all that kind of stuff. But let's be real. The locker room environment. It ain't a politically correct place.
Right.
How do you think that plays if he's crying, if he goes and cries in the stand, or he's always crying? How do you think that's gonna play with his team?
He needs a role model. He needs a big brother or somebody to help him understand what he's about to go into. Because being in the locker room, from where I'm from, we didn't play nice. And you're about to go into a NFL locker room. I know good and well they don't play nice. So he gonna have to get some schooling before he gets into the locker room. He gonna have to get on the knees and pray for somebody to lead him and to show him that it's some manly ways you have to go about leading a football team.
And I'm saying that, and look at how much flack Russell Wilson takes, and he don't cry, but certain things about him have been questioned, not his sexuality, nothing like that. And I'm not questioning Caleb's sexuality, so I don't want any people to think that I'm saying that. But what I'm saying is that certain things don't go over well when you're around grown men like that.
Yeah.
Or even just men, mature men, immature men, whatever. How much Russell had. He got beef even with teammates now that were playing with it. You know what I mean? I mean, certain people look at aspects of things that went on in that locker room and they still talk about it. So that's the thing that worries me about Caleb Williams going into the NFL. I just don't think it's been a good look. I never am on board with the painting of the fingernails. I don't understand that. That makes no sense.
That's crazy.
That just says something I don't understand it. And I could be talked about as a caveman or whatever you want to call me, but I just don't understand it, man.
That's far too much for me.
Yeah,
far too much for me.
I wonder how the tennis feel about that. Tennis, let me know. Am I overreacting to what we're seeing out of him? Am I wrong?
Well, I tell you what we did see this year is Caleb Williams may not be as talented as we may have first thought.
You think? I'm going there, big homie. I've seen him do so. I don't think that he didn't have quite the year that I thought he would.
Well, maybe I ain't talking about skill wise. I'm talking about handling pressure.
Oh, okay.
Not in the skill set piece, but being able to handle stages, pressure of what goes on around him, and when things don't go right, then you got to come out of this a little bit better than you. When you have an off game, you had a 3 interception game, right?
Yeah, he had a bad game, a couple of games.
Yeah. So how do you come back and you have a big game? You see what I'm saying? So I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So my thing is,
to me, he tried to reinvent the wheel. He tried to go out and make Superman plays on a lot of plays that he shouldn't have. Making throws, and instead of this play is not going to work, let's shut it down, not make it worse. He would compound the mistake with bad play after bad play. So I just thought he tried to do too much a lot of times when I watched.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by the pressure of this, trying to, that's what I mean. So like if that happens in the NFL, they'll be going back the other way with 6 points.
Yeah, he won't be able to run around the way he's done in college anyway in the NFL. And I think that they're going to coach him in a better way than that because, we've seen him countless times keep a player alive for 8-10 seconds and then throw a laser downfield. It don't happen like that in the NFL. You cannot run those. look, man, grown men, and they can run as fast and as agile as you are to get you down. I just don't think it'll work like that at the next level. So hopefully a lot of that will be coached out of him, and he'll play, within the framework of the offense. You don't want to take everything away from him because that's what makes him special. But he has to know when that play is over. And I don't think I think in college he tried to make the super play on a Heisman play every time on every play. And that don't work. It didn't work.
What about whomever is the coach in Chicago, if they decide to go that route, that's going to play a big part in how he develops if they go that route.
Right. I think Eberflus will be there, but who's the offense coordinator? I don't know. We'll see what he does with him. Coming out, I don't know, but they do have to coach him to know when not to try to make a super play. I think that's the biggest thing.
Would you take Caleb off the board first as the quarterback, or would you go another spot? I mean, would you go with Daniels, Caleb, Bo Nix?
I think you have to take Caleb, man. He's talented, man. Don't get me wrong. And I think you probably do have to roll the dice. And after everything that I even said about, how he plays and how that plays in the locker room, his emotions and all that. But I just think to me, he's the number one prospect coming out of college as a quarterback, probably as a player, period. And I just don't think you can pass up on his talent. You got to make sure that you can coach him in a way that he understands every play is not going to be a highlight reel play. You got to be able to, live to the next down. I would take him. Who would you take? Would you take him? And I know you mentioned Daniels. We had talked about him a little bit also. How would he play, if you were the Falcons? I don't know if you would draft another quarterback this early. I think you might have to though, because I'm not a Desmond Ridder fan, so I don't think they have their quarterback in house.
Yeah, they only had a coaching house.
That either. But again, would you take Caleb number one?
If Chicago?
Yeah, if you had a number one pick. If you're the Bears, okay, let's say you're the Bears, would you take it number one? If you're a team in need of a quarterback, is he your guy?
I would say yes.
I think I have to take him too.
Yeah, I would say yes. You would think that playing at a profile school like USC would have put him on stages that would get him prepared for the stages in the NFL. But I'm not, the leadership quality scares me. The skill set is there, but the leadership quality scares me as far as not that he can't lead, but can you get people to follow you?
Right.
That's the issue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think one thing we can say, the two schools that he's been at, we've seen that they've gotten behind him. So in that respect, they look at him as a leader on those teams he's played on. So maybe that'll turn. I wonder and worry about how he'll be perceived if he's, doing some of the things that he's doing at that college level. But maybe in this day and time that'll be accepted, man. I don't know.
Oh,
like
boy,
I said, maybe
the Hawks done went up, man.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought you had said it. I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah, they look like they have taken control of the game a little bit.
Okay, Cuz trying to preach a little bit. I hear you.
Okay.
All right, Han. So let's turn the page in our roundtable discussion. We go turn to our new segment called One Word, and I'm gonna get all of our tenants involved in this as well.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mention a name, and I need you to give me one word to describe how you feel about this name.
Okay.
And tenants, y'all go ahead and join along with us. Give me one word to describe, not two, not three, not a paragraph. Don't tell me how you feel. Just give me one word to describe your description of this person.
All right, let's
All
get
right.
it.
We're gonna do the quarterback edition.
All right.
Desmond Ritter.
Unprepared.
Okay. I'm gonna wait on see if some other folks
Yeah.
go come in.
Unprepared.
Unprepared. Okay. All right. I ain't got nothing. Dak Prescott.
Unreliable.
Josh
I
Allen.
take that back. Unfulfilled. Let's go there. Unfulfilled.
Oh, I am getting some people in now. Let's see.
It's a loss though. Desmond Ritter.
Yeah. And that's the other one on Desmond Ritter.
Suck. Hey man.
And this one, I think this one is for Dak.
Ooh, sell out.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Josh Allen, quarterback for the Bills.
Hyped.
Look at that.
That's a Dak Heartless. Wow.
I don't know if this is for Dak or for.
Had to be. That had to be. That had to be Dak.
Okay, I know this for Josh Allen.
That's Josh Allen.
All right, Justin Herbert.
Celebrated, but I don't know. I guess I'm overthinking it. Josh, you said Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I just said good.
Jalen Hurts.
Surprising. Is it
I don't
Gronk?
know who that one for. I can't. I'm going too fast, I guess. Okay, there we go. Herbert. All right. So you saying that? Oh, we got a new listener in the chat room, huh?
Shout out. Hey, new listener.
I don't know which one is trying.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
referring. Oh, I think she a Cowboy fan, so she got to be talking about that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
It
this
must be
is
Herbert.
for, no, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, okay. Hurts remarkable. That's what they need to do. Put the name and say it. That'd be good.
Yeah, there you go. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. Um, man, yeah, it's hard to say one word on him because I think he okay. Okay, he okay.
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 There you go. Kenny Pickett.
Bad. Or it's just bad. Bad.
Just bad.
Bad, man.
Mayfield. Baker.
Last leg. I don't know. In trouble. Hey, I just say trouble.
All these for Kenny Pickett.
Succomatic. Making words up for him.
There you go, Harry. There you go, right there.
I see. Well, I hear you, Jewel, but Dak gonna Dak. Eventually,
She don't know what Dak go Dak mean. You gotta explain it.
he gonna come up with something to hold himself and the team back eventually. It just happens. He can make a good run, look like he scored a touchdown and step on the line. It just happens. It just that he gonna Dak. He gonna Dak, man. I mean, seriously, something gonna happen to where he's gonna Dak. It may feel awful. That's what I mean. He just keep getting chance. Clover.
Lucky. Joe Burrow.
Guts.
I like that.
That going that.
Kevin Durant.
Silk. Smooth. Just it said bucket.
Bucket. Okay.
Bucket.
Joel Embiid.
Unfulfilled.
Victor Wembanyama.
Never seen. I don't never seen. I know that's more than one word, but just never seen.
Chet Holmgren.
Funny looking.
All right, so that's for Joe Burrow.
Hey,
and that's for Embiid.
Overrated. Woo.
And that's for
Lazy.
Embiid.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Chris Paul.
Dirty. But that's okay.
All right, Han, they going back at you. Steph Curry.
Sneaky.
Doc Rivers.
Not good.
Okay.
I know that's not one word. How about just below average, whatever. He said Curry childish. It's okay to love Dak, but Dak go Dak, sweetheart. I'm sorry. It's just gonna happen. He gonna fumble at the wrong time. I mean, and I'm a Cowboy fan. She don't know. I got Cowboys on my wall, but Dak hurt. Dak hurt you, man.
All right, we got to talk about this one. Mark Jackson.
Blackballed.
And you did hear he got fired again.
He said it's a lie. You heard that though, right? He said it was a lie. He can't. I saw the interview. Well, I saw what he said online.
So what you saying for oh, you said blackball.
Yeah, blackball.
What you say, Chet was funny looking?
Funny looking, man. Shoulders too narrow.
Was it fair that Mark Jackson got blackballed?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of coaches out there that get second chances, and you know, especially when they've been productive. He was a winning coach. That's the thing that I don't think that the NBA has a leg to stand on. You know, I don't know if it's his religion, if it's his beliefs or whatever, but something keeps him from getting an NBA coaching job.
Did you hear Draymond Green interview Mark Jackson and talk about how he saved Steph from getting traded?
I had heard he saved him. I didn't hear that particular conversation. But you know, that's, you know, I've talked about this before, is the reason that Golden State was able to sign Clay and keep all this thing running was that they didn't believe in Steph. They only gave him $10 million a year. If you remember in those championships runs, he was the biggest star on the team, was making less money. Clay and Draymond and the rest of them were making all the money. Mm-hmm. And then that's why they were able to get KD to come in there. But the organization didn't trust Steph's ankles. People don't remember how bad his ankles were, you know, and they didn't know whether they had what they had in them. They didn't know whether this was going to pan out. So I'm pretty sure it came up that he was going to be out of there.
Couldn't come up with one word for Steph other than great.
Yeah. The reason I said sneaky is because he's looked upon as this sweet guy out there that won't do anything, you know, he's whatever, but he got that cutthroat in him, you know, and he talks stuff and do what he do out there. You know, if it's any other player, he don't get away with this kind of stuff. But Steph is that light-skinned, pretty little kid, look, and he get away with a lot of stuff that wouldn't go if, you know, other people did it.
All right, let's keep on our train with our one word. Mike Tomlin.
Win.
Tua Tagovailoa, however you say it.
One word is hard to describe what I want to say about it, but I'll just say unproven. Let's just say unproven.
Tyreek Hill.
Fast. That's just fast.
I like what Cuz say.
That ain't one word.
Yeah, I guess leader.
I know that's right. Fake gold.
But we get some feelings out tonight. We get some feelings out tonight. I tell you.
Yeah.
We let folks letting us know how they feel. Sean McVay.
Good. I just say good.
Kyle Shanahan.
What's better than good? Um,
Excellent.
that'll work.
Mike McDaniel.
Coming.
And that's what Dion said too.
Yeah, but he legit coming though.
All right, let's go old school with it.
All right.
Terrell Owens.
Uh, big time.
He's Kyle Shanahan the bust.
Wow. Carl Buster.
Yeah. Oh, you say T.O. big time, right?
Big time.
Ocho Cinco.
Outlandish.
Shannon Sharp.
Too much.
Larry Fitzgerald.
That dude. I don't know what else to say, man. Fitzgerald, I respect it.
Respected. Okay. Jerry Rice.
Go.
Hey, I got cousin said Larry Hands. Yeah. Joe Montana.
Football.
Steve Young.
Um, Steve Young.
How about Crafty?
I guess. I mean, he could play. He's great. Yeah, okay, I go with that.
Dan Fouts.
Thrower. I don't know.
Dan Marino.
Whew. Nice.
Warren Moon.
Warrior.
Drew Brees.
Overachiever.
Vince Young.
Unfulfilled again, man. Because I mean, dude could have been unfulfilled, man. And I know I've used that already, but certain people, man, that moniker just what could have been with Vince Young, man.
Yeah, I agree. Bo Jackson.
Tragic.
Herschel Walker.
Hell of a college player. Bo Jackson. I mean, Herschel Walker. back then, Herschel, that one that's gone crazy. I don't know what to tell you. Let's say crazy.
Okay.
That probably fits though, because they said he was, yeah. His wife said he go out the room, come back a different dude. So I don't know.
Look at Marty. Yeah. All right, man. That's gonna end our one word. We just wanted to
I just hate Bo. We didn't get to finish seeing his career, man. Bo Jackson, big homie, who you think, you know, you always heard about Jim Brown and all that kind of stuff. I'm not just talking about anything. I mean, as far as an athlete, because they say he was probably the greatest lacrosse player, not only one of the greatest running backs ever. But Bo Jackson has to be, I think, the best athlete I ever saw.
Yeah. And I'm a baseball guy, so I got to see him play baseball just as much as football as well. So
yeah, I know Dion was a 2-star sport, and he was great at both of them. Don't get me wrong, but man, we saw Bo Jackson do some things that just were ridiculous, man. I don't know. I think Bo was the greatest athlete I ever saw.
Cuz say he want one word for, all right, sheriff.
For Peyton Manning?
Yeah.
Showman. He was good.
I say sheriff. But I do have a discussion I want to holler at you about before we get off there.
Let's go.
So I'm in this chat group and it came up that maybe I saw it on video. Yeah, I think I did. It was on video. If Vince Carter would have lived up to his talent, could he have been in the GOAT conversation today?
Yeah, I saw that conversation.
You did see the conversation, so you did.
Oh, that was on. I think it was on All the Smoke or something like that. Somebody was talking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
May have been
one of those.
I saw the conversation, and I understand what they were saying about his talent and whatever, but it's hard to say what he could have been. I mean, it's a lot of people who say they have a lot of talent if they had this kind of mentality, you know. So I don't know. I don't know how, you know, I don't know. I think Vince was what he was. Yeah, athleticism, could get off, do whatever he wanted to do, but you got to have that mentality also. And I don't think, I just don't know. After seeing Mike play, man, it's hard for me to put these guys in that situation because Mike was just so in your face and didn't care about nothing but winning. His teammates, he dogged them, did whatever he had to do to win. And I think you had to have that. You can't be taught that. So I understand what he's saying about ability and all that. So in that respect, maybe he's right, you know. But can we say that about another great athlete? You know what I mean? Somebody else that was athletic and could do everything they wanted to do. I don't know, man. I mean, was he? When you look at Vince, did you look at his? Could he handle the ball enough to do the things? Or did he just run, jump over people? His jumper was decent. You know, he jumped real high and dunked. I don't know. That's a good conversation. I don't know, though. Do you think his game, it wasn't his game, so you think it was more of his mentality the reason why he wasn't up in the GOAT?
Well, that's what they were saying.
What do you think? I just don't know.
I just think that I don't think he was in. I can agree with the mentality because when you played in New Jersey, they just used his athletic ability. But when he was in Toronto, he can go one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can give him the ball at the end of the game and say, "Go get me a basket." but not in New Jersey because it was so too talented. All he did was run the wing with him, Richard Jefferson, and Kenyon Martin, and Jason Kidd just threw the ball up.
But
Whoever
when
get
you
there
get,
first, get it.
but when you got Jason Kidd, ain't nobody else supposed to have it. So I understand. I agree with you, but I mean, I don't see it. It's hard to just say what he'd have done because you can't throw him into that position and say, okay, send you to Chicago and see if you could do what Mike did. You know what I mean? It's hard, man. Jordan was just a killer, man. So I don't know if I could put him in that. I don't know. I couldn't. I don't see if I could. I don't think I could. I don't see it that way.
I got you. All right, one more for you. If Derrick Rose or Allen Iverson was 6'6", who you take?
I'm still taking Chuck, man. And it's just something about Chuck, man. I'm taking Chuck. I'm taking Iverson, man. Derrick Rose, I respect him. I know he came in rookie and he was all that MVP, as a rook or whatever he was early career. The injury derailed his career, but Chuck was different, man. And yeah, his team was perfect for him because he had 4 guys on that would do whatever it took to protect him and let him be what he was. But I'm taking Chuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to save some of these questions for our basketball show. Tell Maurice that we're gonna try to do something on a Friday or Saturday, do an NBA Sports Roundtable basketball show.
I'll
so
let
we
him
can
know.
jump in and talk about something like this. This is my last one for you though, big homie.
Okay.
Who would you rather ball? Who would you rather hand? Who would you rather for your ball to be in his hands on the fast break? Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd, Mark Jackson.
Yeah, the time I grew up. There ain't no doubt about it. I'm going Buck, man. Give me Magic, man. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm going Buck all day, every day,
all
twice.
day.
Yeah, watching dude orchestrate, even from Michigan State, man, watching him come down the court and see people that other people couldn't see and get the ball to them in places and times where they had, they could lay it up. And don't get me wrong, Jason Kidd probably did, but they learned from Buck. You know what I mean? So I'm going Magic all day.
Look, everybody holler Magic in the chat line.
No doubt. I'm going Buck.
Yeah, hey, let's talk after the show with Carl Slick and see what he say about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that was. Do I have any more for you?
So let me ask you one right quick.
Okay, go ahead.
And this is gonna go back right now. So I'm putting Joe Montana because we know what he could do surgically at the end of games. I'm putting Patrick Mahomes. I'm putting, and you weren't old enough to see that guy, so I won't say Roger Staubach. Let's say who's in your era that you saw a 2-minute drill.
Marino.
Let's just say those two.
Fouts. Marino, Fouts.
I'm just gonna say those first two because I know you saw Montana. You know what he could do in the 2-minute drill. Who you putting your money on, Mahomes, or you putting it on Joe Montana to get you down the field? I need a touchdown to win. Not give me in field goal range.
I'm going with Montana.
Okay.
I'm going with Montana.
What puts it over the edge for you?
Well, because first of all, Montana wasn't finna do no backyard football, period. The ball gonna be out of his hand, and it's gonna be the anticipation, and it's not a strong arm or anything. It's just if you get there when the ball get there, you gonna have a catch.
Okay.
It's all timing. and it looks so smooth and so simple to do. So yeah, I'm going. And the thing about it is, he never panicked. Never panicked. Just get the ball out and go.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going Montana.
All right. Give me one.
What
I'm gonna
else
give
you
you
got?
one more. In their prime, which tandem you taking out of these three? Kareem Magic, Shaq Kobe, Mike Scotty,
Kareem Magic.
and let's go Utah. Let's go Malone Stockton. Which
Kareem
tandem
Magic.
you take? Kareem
Kareem
Magic.
Magic. Yeah.
Why Kareem Magic? I mean, I understand that that's old school basketball, and there's different eras, so it's hard to
No, I'm
compare.
going Kareem Magic because I've covered the outside and the inside.
What about Kobe and Shaq though?
Yeah, but if Cap can skyhook, he ain't got to dunk it with both hands. So if you can skyhook, he can skyhook even with a double team. I mean,
Ain't no wrong answer. I just want to know which
Yeah.
one you prefer.
yeah, I'm
I
going.
wonder what
Kareem
they
Magic.
say in the chat. Who they take?
Well, first of all, they say they're going with Montana.
Okay.
Cuz said Joe. Kareem and Magic.
Okay. That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good ones there.
Okay.
It's a good one. Yeah, I just once Kareem got it on the block, man, it was like you can almost put him in the back. You can put him on the board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody else. Oh, there's Martin. Yeah.
In this era, would you, because of his height, what would Reggie Miller be in this 3-point era? Would he? How good would he be? How many more points would he have scored had he been taking 8, 9 3-pointers a game, like Steph taking almost 10 a game?
Yeah, he would be more noticeable. It wouldn't took him that long to get into the Hall of Fame.
Because he moved just like Steph did.
Yeah.
But think about it. Now you're talking about 6'8", 6'9". Reggie what, 6'7", 6'8"?
6'7".
Coming off screens, using everything, getting that shot up. In this day and age, he would thrive.
Yeah, he would definitely thrive. Allen Houston too.
Yeah.
Which I don't think. Hell, Ray Allen as well.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, when you hear the music, you already know what time it is. Great show tonight. Yes, sir. Sports Round Table.
Put them up.
Yes, sir. Put them up. Yes, sir. We'd like to give a shout out to the tenants. Shout out to Jules, man. She came through. Hancock Dallas Cowboy fan. I believe you paid her to come through tonight.
Yeah, she go commiserate with me, man. We sad. I know she a Dak lover, she said, but Dak, as much as she love him in his heart, as much as he's hurt my heart. So Dak going Dak, man.
Dak go Dak.
Yeah, I can't wait till this era is over.
Yeah, shout out to you, Big Home, for allowing me to get me some fruit cupping in, and hopefully we can continue that trend. And
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's all. We still got all this big football weekend. We're gonna get some fruit cups going. Be fruitful and multiply, baby. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, shout out to all the listeners, everybody who tuned in on our SRT Wednesday. And from me to you, happy Thanksgiving, and you have a great holiday.
Awesome.
All right, it's on you, big home.
Yeah, man. Shout out everybody. Hope they get a little turkey in their life. I don't do it no more, but y'all had a turkey on me. Again, to my homie, cuz man, I'm proud, man. Happy to know somebody that I grew up with, did enough to really retire. So congratulations, man. I hope you enjoy retirement and don't have to work all the time. I know you probably still do a little something, but still, you retired, man. It's big. So congratulations again. Shout out to everybody riding in with us. Cuz, glad you got down to Houston okay. Give the family my love, man. Tell them I said what's up. Give a big hug and kiss to Auntie for me. And everybody else out there, man, happy Thanksgiving, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
There it is. Man, we so appreciate that. Great show tonight, man. We talked about some things. We went over some things and we talked it up and we chopped it up. We do what we do. And you already know how we do it. All right, Han, let's get up out of here, baby. Let's roll.
What we say, big homie? Boogie, I'm headed home, baby.
This is your main man, H.O. from Bankhead. R.I.P. Moms and Pops. R.I.P. BC. And if you love the show,
tell a friend.
And if you didn't,
hey, y'all, hey, the Pilgrims was already. Yeah, y'all know what's up with Pilgrims, Indians, all that. It wasn't real. We good.
And we out. Peace.
Peace.